Welcome back to Module 4, where we will focus on yellow and black hazard signs. Yellow and black signs indicate the warning of a local hazard or condition and are often combined with other signs, such as blue signs, to indicate what action you should take to protect yourself against the hazard. These are potentially life-threatening situations. These signs are there for your safety and should be adhered to at all times. Let's have a look at the individual signs. The general warning of danger sign. This sign indicates that you are entering an area that is potentially dangerous. When noticing this sign, be on your guard for any potential hazards. Only enter this area after examination. If you are not trained to be in the area, stay out. The warning of electric shock hazard. This sign indicates that you could get an electric shock as there is electricity present. While the high voltage sign is present on substations and indicates that there is a hazard of live high voltage equipment. Stay out of enclosures where you notice these signs. Do not touch anything where these signs are present, as an electric shock could kill you. Also remember never to use water as an extinguishing agent where electricity is present, as you could be electrocuted. The warning of a fire hazard sign. This sign indicates an area, for example a gas depot, where there could be a potential fire hazard. In such areas, no naked flames, fires or smoking are allowed. Do not enter this area as it could be extremely dangerous. The warning of cold burns sign. In certain areas, gases are present that are so cold that it could burn you. When working with these gases, you must wear suitable gloves at all times to protect your hands against the extreme cold. To illustrate how dangerous this is, we immersed a piece of weed in liquid gas. It freezes it immediately and becomes brittle. Can you imagine what this liquid would do to your skin? The warning of suspended loads hazard sign. This sign indicates that there are suspended loads in the area and will usually be found where overhead cranes are operating. You should take all reasonable care to ensure your safety by wearing the required personal protective equipment, which in this case would include a hard hat and safety shoes. The same safety rules would apply when you notice the warning of this swinging beam sign. The warning of workers overhead sign. This sign indicates that there are workers working above you. When noticing this sign, make sure you use demarcated walkways. Also wear your hard hat to protect your head against possible falling objects. The warning of moving machinery sign. This sign indicates that you should be on your guard as there are machinery or moving parts in the area. You are not allowed to wear any loose-fitting outer clothing, any jewelry or ornament, any watch or keychain, any long loose-hanging hair, or anything which may be caught up in the moving parts of this machinery, which will be indicated by this sign. The beware of forklifts sign. This sign indicates that there are forklifts operating in the area. It's your responsibility to be on your guard for forklifts as they have the right of way. The forklift driver is focusing on moving his load safely and cannot always see pedestrians or vehicles. The warning of slippery walking surface sign. You'll find this sign where surfaces are very slippery. Upon noticing this sign, walk slowly and carefully over the area as you could slip, fall and hurt yourself. The warning of slippery steps sign. Once again, any slippery surface is a potential danger as you could slip, fall and hurt yourself, especially downstairs. When steps are slippery, walk slowly and carefully and hold onto the hand railings. The warning of corrosion hazard sign. Hazardous chemicals can corrode or eat away at your skin. This sign indicates that there are substances with corrosive qualities in the area. Make sure you wear all the protective equipment required, such as gloves and an apron. Once again, the blue signs will indicate the correct PPE to wear. The warning of poisonous substances hazard sign. This sign indicates a storage area that contains poisonous substances or an area where poisonous substances are being used. When noticing this sign, you must make sure that you have the suitable personal protective equipment or PPE for the likely hazard. If you are unsure of which PPE to use, check the guidance boards for information or ask the safety representative on site. The confined spaces sign. Confined spaces are very dangerous as there might be a lack of oxygen. This sign indicates a confined space. Unless you have received proper training on confined spaces, do not enter. If you have authorization to enter, wear the proper respiratory equipment. The warning of carbon dioxide hazard sign. This sign indicates that there could be carbon dioxide in the area or that carbon dioxide is used as an extinguishing agent for electrical fires. If you're not trained to enter an area where carbon dioxide is present, stay out. The warning of a biological hazard sign. There are many potential substances that could be detrimental to your health. For example, mercury, benzene, methanol, and many more. This sign warns you that you are entering an area where there could be a biological hazard present. No person will be permitted to enter such an area without the proper personal protective equipment. The Beware of Dogs sign. This sign indicates that for security purposes, there are dangerous dogs on the premises. Do not enter such areas on your own. Wait for the keeper of the dogs to escort you into the area. The Beware of Material Falling from Moving Conveyor Belt sign. A conveyor belt is used to carry material from one point to another. This sign indicates that you should be aware of material falling from a conveyor belt. Ensure that you wear the suitable personal protective equipment, including your hard hat, to effectively protect you against bodily injury. The warning of explosion hazard sign. This sign indicates that there are controlled explosions taking place in the area. Steer clear of these areas and adhere to the re-entry times. This concludes Module 4 on yellow and black safety signs. In Module 5, you can learn more about red and white fire signs. If you're unsure about any of the signs, discuss it with your training officer or safety representative.